this. We're not exactly, I already missed my damn pick. Like, I already missed what I'm here for. So, they wouldn't let us in. They would not let us in.
Huh.
So they said, go to the East Atrium where the ticket booth is and go figure it out. So we had to walk all the way around the United Center to the East Atrium. During the draft. It's the middle of the draft. We go up front. You want to know what happened? We go up to Ticketmaster and they check things out. The asshole that sold the tickets duplicated the tickets.
Wow.
And he sold them twice. And the people that bought them the second time are already here. So we can't get in now. And it's sold out. The building's sold out. So we can't get in. I was fuming pissed. Like, I'm fuming.
Yeah.
So we get outside. Well, the only good thing here was they had a big draft festival going on outside. Which was really cool. They actually blow up stuff. They had games. They had like things, but all the lines were really long, so we didn't have a chance to really do anything. Like they had a line for the Stanley Cup, which was really cool. They had Chris Chelios doing autograph signings. Like it was actually some really cool stuff. Just didn't have the time or just really not the patience to do that kind of stuff. I was really too aggravated. Oh, brother, you know that museum, the NHL museum that drive around? They had that there too.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. That was pretty cool. But anyway, so we left. We got to the car, and I punch up stuff on my phone. Get all the information, and I call them. And I will give this credit. The guy who sold the tickets is an asshole. Absolute asshole. I will not say a bad thing about StubHub, though. I will not say a bad thing about them. Because they were willing to, if we were there, if we got there on time, and we called them up, they were willing to give us other tickets to get in the building. For free. Just get in the building. We'll worry about this problem later. We'll deal with this guy. You get in the building and enjoy the show. But we were already gone. It's already 7:30 at this point. We're gone. We stopped to get a soda because I was fucking thirsty. I needed some caffeine, and we stopped to get a soda. And they finally like, you know what, fine. And she's like, I appreciate it. So they gave me a full refund and a $20 gift card for the future.
Nice.
So like, it ended up being a good story. But what the fuck? Like, seriously, it was so mad.
Like, what an asshole!
What an asshole move that was. So I was not in the building. This is my setup for the NHL Draft for this moment.
On behalf of the New Jersey Devils organization and our ownership group, Josh Harris and David Blitzer, I want to thank the City of Chicago, John McDonough, Mr. Wirtz. Also want to say hello to our tremendous fans back in Newark, New Jersey at our draft festival. With our first selection in the 2017 entry draft, the New Jersey Devils are proud to welcome from the Halifax Mooseheads, Nico Hischier.
So I'm in the car, like 20 minutes away from the United Center, and I heard that announcement, and I'm like, "Wow, that's awesome!" Like I was really torn. I was like, "I don't know what I want." You know what I mean? Patrick or Hischier, and then they said Hischier. I'm like, "That's fantastic! That's a great move." Still, Nico Hischier, go ahead.
I'm excited. I've seen a lot of video of him playing. He looks like he's a fantastic player. I just hope that translates to good things here in the NHL for us because sure as hell need a scorer. That's for damn sure.
Well, I was actually watching the actual draft before it went on the air because I still haven't watched it at that time. So I was actually watching it before it went on the air, and they were saying that Taylor Hall must be elated because he gets to play with Hischier. Taylor Hall must be elated that he gets to play with this kid. So that's great news. But he does have a personality. I have to say, this guy has a personality that's perfect for the tri-state area.
Yeah, he's been all over the place the past week or so.
It's fantastic.
I love the hockey.
That's my favorite quote.
There it is.
I love that quote. By the way, Devil's Insider Radio is making a T-shirt. What's that on it?
Nice.
It's already in production. I want to buy it too. I still want to buy it. So, Nico Hischier, I'm excited. I really am excited for this guy. By the way, so I was looking something up, and I'm like, why is the name like ring a bell besides all obvious reasons? Like, the name rang a bell for me. and they were talking about the World Juniors on the draft coverage. I'm like, let me look something up. So I looked it up on the. So if you watch the World Juniors like I did, the Team USA in Switzerland had a game in the beginning of the knockout round, and it was a fantastic hockey game. The USA won the game 3-2. The 2 goals by Switzerland, Nico Hischier.
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty damn cool. Like that, and that's why I know the name from that Team USA Switzerland game back in December. I'm like, that's why I knew the name so well.
Nice.
So there you go.
I'm excited.
That's pretty cool. I was looking at his stats on the TV. I'm like, that's a hell. He had a 98-point season last year. Yeah. Like, that's a hell of a season. Like, damn. So a very funny moment. I was in the Devils Insider Radio again. I'm giving them plug. They're good guys over there. They were funny. They're like, Nico Hischier is now a Devil, so now we hate Nolan Patrick. We hate the guy. Now the Philadelphia Flyers selected Nolan Patrick at number 2. That was hysterical. The way they said it, like, well, now we hate the guy.
Yep.
Well,
it's an automatic. Sorry.
This is how the draft lined up. This is how this draft lined up.
Yep.
So good for Philly though. That's a good player for them. I'm not gonna lie. It's actually there was no losing here. Either one of these guys.
Yeah, but our pick is better.
Oh yeah.
Let's be
you know what?
Here.
And I was like watching the clips this morning right before we went on the air. Nico has such a personality compared to Nolan Patrick. He has such a personality that it's gonna work so well. I cannot wait to see what he does in the next few months. It's gonna be awesome to get to this season. So third pick. Mauro how do I say this? Back to pronouncing names badly. Woohoo!
Don't even ask me.
By the way, I want to say, people really enjoyed our NHL award show. People really enjoyed that show. I was getting compliments for how hysterical that show was, by the way.
I guess you could say they like to hockey.
Yeah, like hang on a second.
I love the hockey.
I gotta put that in the sports intro eventually. That's too funny. Yeah. I just ran out of time this morning. So, yeah, Dallas went third. They got Mauro whatever. Vegas Golden Knights. Move on to the Vegas Golden Knights. Who, again, I was so pissed they didn't get to see their pick. I love the fact that they're so smart that during the expansion draft, they ended up making deals to get 2 more first-round picks.
Yeah.
That's absolutely incredible. Well, I thought it was funny because they made deals so that they didn't pick other players in the expansion draft. That was the whole point, which I thought was brilliant.
Oh, I see.
So they guys ended up with 3 first-round picks, and Cody Glass was the first to go, and apparently he's a really good player from what I'm hearing. You know what, can I say something about Vegas? They might end up being one of the most successful expansion teams ever.
I can see that.
They're doing so many good things. Like, they're so smart. They're doing so many smart things that other expansion teams have never done before. And they got the fan base. And they got a built-in fan base. Like, ridiculous.
I'm excited.
Yeah, and I was telling Nandy, I'm like, they're my number 3 team now. Behind the Devils and the Preds. The number 3. Yeah, I have no problem with that. I think they're going to be great. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be fun to watch a new team kind of build up in strength.
Yeah.
Speaking of Nashville, they went 30th, which Scotty was upset we weren't there for this, but hey, whatever. Shit happens at this point. And they took Eli Tuvin, and apparently Scotty's like, who the hell is that guy? I'm like, I know his name from the World Juniors. I know his name. Like, that's why I watch the World Juniors. People always ask me, why do you watch it? Because then when the draft comes up, I know who these people are. I know who they are.
I guess you could say that the World Juniors is like the NXT of the hockey world.
It really is at times. Because I know a lot of these players because of it. Like, so when I watch this, I'm like, oh, I know them. That's pretty cool. I know who these guys are. I saw them a while ago. So, all right, moving on. Right before the draft happened, the NHL schedule came out. We're not going to go through everything, but I have some highlights from the upcoming year. By the way, a mandatory 5 to 7 day rest for each team this season, by the way.
Okay.
Which is really cool. I like that. So we start in the preseason, and I didn't even know about this. I knew the regular season stuff. I didn't know about this until last night. When I was putting this together, they're playing 2 games in China in the preseason.
That's cool.
Between the Kings and the Canucks, one's going to be in Shanghai, at the Mercedes-Benz Arena, which I think it's funny that that's in Shanghai, by the way.
Yeah.
And at the Lee Sports Center in Beijing. That's pretty cool. I did not know about that, so that's cool.
Are they going to televise any of that or no?
NHL.com. I have to go through them. I know everything else. I know the Global Series is going to be on NBC Sports Network. So I'm not sure about the preseason game. I don't see why they wouldn't. I mean, I don't think they have anything better to do during the preseason than air some of these games.
Yeah, that's true.
They've got nothing better to do. The NHL Network can air them for all I care, just to air them, Right. The NHL Global Series, this I'm actually excited for. They're going to be in Stockholm, Sweden.
Yay.
Ericsson Globe, Colorado, and Ottawa. So that's cool. That's going to be November 10th and 11th. That will be on NBC Sports Network. And the times are hysterical because of the time difference. They're like 1 o'clock and 2 o'clock games because of the time difference. So that sounds pretty funny. Then there's the outdoor games that we always look at every year. The NHL 100 Classic, which is the 100th anniversary of the NHL, plus the 150th anniversary of Canada, plus the anniversary of the Stanley Cup.
Right.
I'm like, wow, that's a lot. That's a lot of stuff. It will be taking place on December 16th at the Lansdowne Park in Ottawa. And it's Montreal and Ottawa. I forgot to write that down, but it's Montreal and Ottawa. So it's Canada game up in Canada, celebrating Canada's history and the NHL's history. That's fine. I wonder if they're going to bring up the old Ottawa like back from the 20s. That's for the fun of it.
Ottawa's involved in a lot of these because they're doing the Global Series. They're doing this. They're doing the Hockeyville game.
Yeah, I don't have that on my list. The Hockeyville game, who is that game? It's Ottawa, New Jersey, right?
It's Ottawa and Jersey.
I forgot to write that one down.
September 25th, I think. It's a Monday.
That's pretty cool. That they'll air on NHL Network. They always do that. They always air that one on the network. So that's pretty cool. And that's actually the first sign of what the Devils look like. That's pretty cool, actually, for us. Now to look at it with the whole Nico thing, that's pretty cool, actually, now that I look at it. We talk about the Winter Classic, but the one thing I noticed about the Winter Classic when I was hyping this up, and I looked it up on the website, it's listed as the Buffalo home game.
Right.
So it's the New York Rangers at the Buffalo Sabres at Citi Field in Queens.
Yeah.
What? How the hell does the Rangers always pull off not taking away home games as these Winter Classics?
Was it you that was telling me, or was it somebody else that was telling me that they have some deal with Madison Square Garden or the company that owns Madison Square Garden that they are never allowed to be a home team anywhere except for at the Garden?
I didn't know that, actually. Yeah, it didn't come from me. I didn't know about that. That makes sense. That would make sense.
Yeah, somebody was telling me that whoever owns the building, they have that in their contract that they're not allowed to be a home team anywhere but MSG.
That can explain all the outdoor games, how they end up all the time. And it does explain a lot. Because I remember we had this discussion when the Devils and the Rangers had their the Devils, the Rangers, and the Islanders had their Yankee Stadium games, and why the hell the Devils and the Islanders were losing home games because of this. Now I get it. That does make sense. That sounds like a New York rule. That was not like something that would happen in New York City. So, and finally, the Stadium Series. They're doing something different with the Stadium Series from now for a while.
Okay.
They're not doing it at the big football stadiums for the next few years. They're doing it at naval bases.
Okay.
And they're going to do almost like a WWE does their tribute to the troops. They're going to do something like that in the hockey world.
Okay.
And it's going to start on March 3rd, Toronto and Washington at the United States Naval Academy in Maryland.
Okay.
That's cool. They're going to do. Apparently they have location stuff for the next 6 years in this format.
Oh, okay.
It's something different. I'll give credit. If it's anything, it's actually, I like the idea that it's something different.
Yeah.
So, all right. We actually have other actual news that broke because it's been one of those. It really has been one of those weeks. Sal, take it away.
Connor McDavid is the cover boy for NHL 18.
That's pretty cool. The MVP of the league is the cover boy of the game.
Yes.
That's pretty cool. By the way, yes, Mike, Connor McDavid is the MVP of the league, not Sidney Crosby. Look at that.
Hey.
Oh, by the way, Mike would have been here, but he's moving.
Oh.
He's moving in with his girlfriend, and he has to be out of his apartment by Friday. So he can't do the show. That's the main reason why he's not here. He would have been here if it wasn't for that. I just want to clarify that. He would have been here. All right, moving on to the big news this week, which even ESPN had to cover.
They did? Oh, okay. I didn't even know they knew what the NHL was.